Hi, hey, hello, welcome back once again. Today is an awesome day, beautiful day, and I thank God for that. Uh, it's been just a little while, but I've been around. Um, if you wouldn't be here for long and you still want to be continuing to be listening to the things that I say and what I'm coming up with, you can follow me around social media. I am Bernice Wilson 911 on TikTok, on YouTube, and on Instagram. I have a Facebook page. That is where I'll be doing this. Let me say in a couple of weeks from now, which is also Bernice Wilson 911 or Bernice Wilson um 101. So you can go ahead and follow me there, and so you'll be getting all the great information that is coming up. And as I said previously, the things that I'm talking about are not the normal things that are in the mainstream. And it's amazing how people are so much afraid of change. It's been a while. It's been a while since this world came into session, and the earth is making a transition. And God is inspiring people to come out with truth that have been hidden. Now, if you're expecting for the heavens to roll like mad and for the air to melt like um, butter or whatever, it's not going to happen that way. As I told you previously, uh, things are going to get beautiful. Earth is going to get good. So don't be scared about the fact that the editing of the Bible tells you there's going to be hard times, uh, there is going to be wars and stuff. That was what human beings like us who were inspired by negative forces are being made to tell us. And if you know how the mind works, and if you know how God created the human mind, everything that you pay attention to increases. So that is how the earth is being made to concentrate on negativity so that negativity can grow. So now, uh, men of God and stuff, do you know how much you are helping these negative forces? Putting fear in people, the fear alone, putting fear in people. And don't be so much afraid of change because it is an era and you are going to hear more. Now, the moment we come up with things like this, then people's mind rush back to the fact that they said in the end of time there is going to be false prophets and all that. That alone is scaring people from listening to the new things that are coming around. Let me tell you, I've been a believer for a long time. I've been a religious person for a long time. But it got to a time that I felt the need that no, beyond this, I had to go to God and ask Him, is there more beyond this? Is this all that we need to know? And truly, I bet you God has more to tell us beyond this. When was the last time you sat down to ask yourself or to ask God, God, beyond this, is there anything else I need to know? When was the last time? That is what I did. And I bet you there is more information. Now, when I began to get the downloads, it was a bit scary because of the things that were coming in. And I bet you I'm too good to be possessed by any demon. I'm too beautiful to be possessed by any demon. The Spirit of God lives within me, and it's impossible for me to be used by anything beside God. I have availed myself, and this was my life mission before I was born. This is what I was meant to do. So if I'm here and I'm talking to you, pay attention. I'm not asking you to go and consult anything. I'm asking you to consult the God that you know. That is the same God that I know. He lives in me, He lives in you. Go to Him and ask Him, beyond this, is there something else that we need to know? Because I told you, and I'm not joking, this Bible was edited in the fourth and from the fourth to the sixth century. So there are things here. that that are not the idea of God. Now, how can you know if you don't go straight to your maker, if you don't go straight to God and ask him, please let me know what I'm supposed to follow here, what I'm supposed to keep here, and what I'm not supposed to keep here, how would you know? How difficult is it? 5 seconds asking God, please God, beyond this, what else do I need to know? We've been made to take things in that are controlling our life, and we are so scared. We can't live life anymore because we believe things that we are not supposed to believe in. You see, we are not supposed to be living in fear. We are supposed to be living in love. Go to God direct. It's about time that you realize, as I said in my first video, the other video, you are a piece of God Himself that has come on earth to take this human body to live here. Once you are done, you will leave this body here and go back to source, regardless. You go back to your source. So don't allow yourself to be scared by whatever is going on. If you want to know the truth, what did the Bible tell you? If anyone seeks wisdom, whom should he ask? Did he say you should run and chase your pastor for wisdom? He said you ask God, because it is with him that all wisdom belongs. If you need wisdom, ask him. Now we have the religious leaders portraying themselves as God. If you have a problem, you have to run to them. Now I've gone through a whole lot of in life, and after I got to know the Spirit of God is within me, and I connect to Him directly. As I began to get the downloads, my life is different now. So if you get connected to Him, you will get to know exactly what you are here to do, and how you are supposed to lead your life. How do you know the one you are listening to is telling you the right thing? Connect to God. Ask Him. He's ever ready to give you all the information that you need. People are so confused, they don't know what to do, yet you carry the Spirit of God that connects to the man directly, and you are confused. Don't be confused. Don't be confused. Just get to know Him personally. It's not that difficult. He's just thought away. You are him, he's you. You are him and he's you. So stay connected. Once you are connected, you wouldn't be afraid of anything. You will have the boldness to step out in life and do what you are supposed to do. You don't answer to anybody, you answer to only God. So if you are in a situation where you can't be yourself because you answer to somebody, you are screwed. Now I know I answer only to the one that created me, to the source that I came from. So I'm not afraid to sit on here and worry about what somebody might say. No, I'm not afraid to step out boldly. Now, sometimes you have things on your mind that you would like to say. You are afraid of what your friends will say. You are afraid of what your head pastor will say. You are afraid of what? Step out in boldness and say what you have to say. Because I'm hearing there are a lot of you that you've been sent out there to carry out certain messages, but you are comparing it to what is in the mainstream, and because it is not conforming, you think you are wrong. You are not wrong. If you know who you are, and you know where you are coming from, and you know who has sent you, you step out in boldness and say what you've been sent to say. Remember, I'm not asking you to go to any other source. I'm not asking you to go to Juju. I'm not asking you to go to see any occultic person for explanation. I'm asking you to go to the God from where you came from, your source. Because I'm being told over and over again, there is more we need to know. There is more we need to know. Why is it that people are so much struggling? There are people out there that are serving God genuinely, but they are going through struggles. Why? Because we've been taught that it is normal for a Christian to go through problems. It's a lie. It's not normal. God brought us here to come on earth to explore and enjoy life and bring out the best in us. Do the best you can, enjoy life. But for the fact that when you were a child and growing up, that thing was put into your mind that before you can make it in life, you have to go through struggles, you have to suffer, you have to carry the cross of Christ. People are struggling for nothing because that is what you believe. And lo and behold, this the Bible tells you it shall be unto you as you believe. So if you believe you have to struggle before you can make it in life, you will struggle before you make it in life. On the other way around, if you believe that God is the source of your supply and He supplies your needs according to the riches of His glory, if that is your belief, you will not struggle. You will not struggle. Now, all that we hear the churches preaching are demons, evil spirits. Where has the love of God gone to? Have you finished talking about the love of God? And remember, Jesus came for that purpose to teach us how to love and to be compassionate. He came to teach us how to love and to be compassionate. And He came also to show us that if we can be like Him, if we can follow his footsteps, then we can do the things He did and even more. In John chapter 14, verse 12. Now, before I go on, someone will ask if this is if there are things here that are not from God, how do we know? When I ask this question, this is the answer that I got. If you read anything in the Bible and it doesn't make you feel good about yourself, anything that you read that makes you feel worthless, it's not the idea of God. Anything that you read that makes you feel so horrible and afraid, scared that your tomorrow is not assured, it's not from God. Anything that you read that puts fear in you, not from God. Because He said He has not given us the power of fear. Now listen and listen carefully. God is not a human and He hasn't got human emotions. So God doesn't get angry. God is not jealous. So when you come across those things, you know what you are reading. When you come across those things, know what you are reading. Now, because this has been there for centuries, ages, people are feeling very difficult. They finding it difficult to detach from it. But I bet you, if you can know what is right and what is wrong, it will depend on how connected you are to Source. And as time goes on, when you hit on a verse in the Bible that is not from God, you know right away, this is not from my man. This is not the Father that I'm coming from. You will know right away. Don't force yourself to be attached to what you are not supposed to attach to. If you want to know the truth, just ask God. It will take you 5 seconds. God, my creator, my source, what do I need to know beyond this? Now, I find it difficult that people don't get it that this is not complete. I I don't understand the reason why people are finding it difficult to understand that God has more to say beyond this. So now ask yourself, is this everything that God wants us to know? So if that is it, people in Ghana, the pastors that preach in the market, they know almost everything here. Why are their lives like how their life are? They are carrying the cross of Christ, right? They are carrying the cross of Christ, so they are supposed to suffer. No, that is not it. There are more we need to know beyond this, and we are ignoring it. So when people like me stand up to tell you, you still find it difficult to believe. It's not by force. My message is not for everybody. But I've been sent here because there are people that out there that are looking for the truth. And I'm here because of those people. You might be one of them. If it's for you, aim, hallelujah, just go for it. Because people are struggling. People are struggling. And it's not meant to be like that. It's not meant to be like that. Now, I've gone through struggles upon struggles, and I went to counseling, prayers, and whatever. I did everything. I led the holy life. I lived as much as I could, doing what I was being told to do, but I wasn't seeing the result that I wanted. Why? Because there was more that I needed to know that I didn't know. It's just, I've just gone to know this for the past year and a half, and you wouldn't believe how much it has changed my life. I've not gone to consult anything. I've not gone to consult any power. I've not gone to consult anything that you might think. I'm just believing and connecting to my source. God is my source, and He's the one that I'm believing, and He's the one that I'm listening to. I'm asking questions. Beyond this, you set it down and go straight to God. How many times in your life have you sat down quietly and meditated and asked God, I'm ready, please talk to me? How many of you always know to pray and shout and jump and do all that? When you finish, you clean your sweat and go and sit down and uh, go through your normal life. How many times do you sit down and ask, I'm listening. God, what is the next way forward? Speak to me in silence. Sit with yourself and sit with the Holy One and listen to the kind of things He's going to tell you. There are a lot of things God has for you that you can't find here unless you listen to Him on one-to-one basis, on personal basis. If you get connected to Him directly, you don't need to run and go and be in long line for consultation. You wouldn't need to do that. I don't remember the last time I took a phone and called someone or a man of God uh, for help or anything. Because when I ask God, He gives me the answers, and I'm excited about it. If you remember me in your prayers, thank you. I appreciate it. But I now know that I don't need to run out there and go and pay large sums of money for someone to tell me about God. No. Can nobody tell you about God than what He can tell you Himself? You cannot know God through anybody. You can only know Him well through His Spirit that lives in you. So you don't have to run out there to go and chase anybody for anything. The people that in this world that did great things, this is the secret that they know. What I'm telling you, the basis of it has been known for ages in the 1800s, 1900s. But humans are so much afraid of change that they can't detach. We still want to carry, excuse me, we still want to carry all that and still want to live a new life. No, if you can't take on a new information, if you can't take in a new directives from God, things are still going to be the same. The church is still going to be the same way. Life is still going to be the same way. People are still going to suffer the same way. And the nations are still going to struggle the same way. Please let us listen to God. He has things to say. Sit down, talk to Him, ask Him questions. And I bet you the kind of answers that you're going to get will blow your mind. And don't be afraid that you are unworthy. Forget about all those things they tell you you have sinned and fall short of the glory of God, so you can't go to God. He lives in you. Let me tell you, all that man love does is to love you 24/7. He doesn't stop. He's just sitting there and loving you and loving you and loving you. He's not looking for any mistakes with you to judge you. So if you've been judging yourself, stop it. Stop judging yourself, because God is not judging you. He loves you 24/7. He's a God of love. That's why Jesus came to teach us how to love and to be compassionate. Do you read that He says He loves us unconditionally? Let this thing be in your mind. He loves us unconditionally. So regardless of what you've done, what you are doing, when you ask Him, He will still tell you what you need to know. It was Him that decided to create this planet called Earth and put humans here and give them the freedom to do whatever thing they want to do. It was just that humans allowed themselves to be influenced by negative forces and things haven't gone well with us. But it doesn't mean because of that He has left us to ourselves. Remember, I told you first, God is the big cake and you are a piece of that cake. So he can't throw part of Himself away. He can never throw part of Himself away. The spirit that lives in you will go back to source. The body can do whatever it wants to do. Afterwards, the spirit is going back to source. So keep that in mind. And don't look down upon yourself, because you are so powerful, you are amazing. You are limitless. There is nothing that you can't do. No power has power over the power of God. And nothing can overcome God. And because of that, nothing can overcome you. Because you are God Himself. Don't underestimate yourself, and don't underestimate the kind of things that you can do. Because Jesus said, if you believe in Him, we call Him Jesus, but His name is Yeshua. That is how He's called in the heavenly places. The name Jesus was given years after He has come and gone. He is Yeshua. Yeshua. He's all that powerful. It's God that came in human flesh to show us how powerful we are, but we've neglected all that and we think we are just some creatures. No. We are the whole Spirit of God individually in different human bodies, because he said He created us in His own image. Have you forgotten that? He created us in His own image. I'm not talking about this face that I'm sitting here. That is not how God looks like. But the spirit that lives in me, the spirit that is making me speak, is the image of God. That is what it means. So don't look down upon yourself. There is a whole lot that you are here to do. Go to God and ask Him, what is your divine purpose for being here on earth? It might not be what you are doing now. I'm talking plenty because I want you to realize you can go to God direct and you get all the answers you need to get. Now I'm excited because for a couple of months I've been asking about who Yeshua really is and what he came to do, because there are a lot of things here that they say he said that he didn't say. There are a lot of things that they said he did that he didn't do. If you don't go to God direct, you won't find this truth. And to those that are kind of getting a little offended, I'm not saying he isn't. I know he is, because I've had personal communication with him. And I know he came. And I know he's powerful. So I know Yeshua is real. He came. If you don't believe, that is your own problem. He came, just that there are a lot more things that we need to know that we don't know. And that is what is holding humanity back. I'm begging you, men of God, please stop scaring the congregation. Focus on teaching them how to love. Because if we can love and love and love, this world is going to change. Now, if we didn't have any rules, I remember I asked, so if we can't believe in all our religious books, what is it that we are supposed to live this life by? And I was told, if you don't have any rules to govern your life, this is what you're supposed to do. One, don't hurt yourself in any way. Don't hurt your fellow human being in any way. Don't hurt anything. And the next is what? Love more. Love more. This is the basics. If you don't know anything and you can follow this, you will go somewhere. You will go somewhere. I don't want to keep this video too long. I'll keep it here. And right after this, I'll come up with another one because I want them to be short. I don't want it to be too long. I'm coming up with something else I'm going to explain further. But as I end this one, all I want you to know is you have personal relationship with the Father, with God. I am not sitting here telling you to go and consult anything. I'm telling you that connect to the Spirit of God in you so that you can have direct download and get to know Him well. There is more we need to know. Now, I know people will find it difficult to wrap around their heads when I said that a religious book doesn't mount up to 1% of what we need to know about God. They weren't taking it in well. But for what I know now, there is more for you to know. To me, it is not possible for this to be all that you need to know. It doesn't tell you everything. If you want to know how God really created this planet Earth, you go to Him direct, you get information, amazing information. Now, those of you that take everything that doesn't appear here as demonic, warn yourself. Warn yourself. Because there is more. When you say something that is not here, people begin to get offended. If you are connected to God, if you are connected to source, when I sit here and open my mouth, you know right away if what I'm saying is right or wrong. Let's leave the demons and the evils, let's leave them alone and get connected to source. Man, if you are connected to source, no demon can touch you. Well, if they call themselves demons, let them demon themselves. If they call themselves satans and evil, let them satan and evil themselves. But there is one thing that I know, that if you know who you are, you wouldn't even think about all those things. Go to my hometown and ask the witches if they can touch me. I'll pay them. If they able to go do anything to me, I'll pay them. Go to meeting now and try and see. Previously, I didn't know who I was. Now I know who I am. I am God on earth. I'm a piece of God that God has put on earth here to explore. If I need information, when I connect to him, he will give me the download. He will give me everything I need to know. And I know after this life, I'm going back to him. I'm not worried about no hell. Something that was created by human understanding. And because that thing is here, humans wrote it here. Man, what do you understand by unconditional love? What do you understand by unconditional love? I will say it and say it again. I know people don't want to hear this, but nobody is going to hell. Nobody is going to hell. The reason why I'm saying it, it will be coming up in another video, and I hope you understand. I hope you understand. Let me end this one here. And don't go fighting with yourself. Don't go arguing with anybody. I'm the one that is saying these things. If you have any questions, I'm a call away. I'm a message away. Because there is going to be a time when I'm going to have a lot of message for the collective. I'm going to have a lot of message for groups of people, and all those are upcoming. So stay tuned. The next one I is the answer that I got after asking who Yeshua really was, and what I was told blew me away. So stay tuned.